with you in a second, guys. So we're just setting up the stream. If you give me a couple of seconds to complete this task, and I will be right with you on the markets. Just take a little while to get everything organized. I'm streaming on multiple sources. So I'm streaming on YouTube, I'm streaming on Twitch, I'm streaming on Twitter, TikTok, ShareVision, and of course, whatever flavor you're having today is, you're always welcome. And we're looking at having a profitable day today. No trading yesterday. Hey, Flip Jug. Yeah, yesterday I took the day off. I was nursing an injured chow chow. Had to take her to the vets and get her paw x-rayed. So she's no fractures or anything, but they say that she's got either a bad sprain or it may have been dislocated at some stage, but it looks like a bad sprain on her paw. So yeah, well, she will be okay. She'll be okay. You know, she's well, she's down here, lying down here. You're waggling your tail while you're lying down. You know I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, Baltazar. What do I think of gold? It's Mr. T loves it. No, I can trade with a hangover. I just don't like to. That's all. Hey, Tamimi. Morning, Dave, or afternoon, Dave. Oh, hello, Pablo. There's a lot of new faces on the chat today, so you're all welcome. Oh, hello. We're getting some movement. Oh, we did call this out in the Discord. If we break $4 and hold, it could be interesting. There's the $4. And we break the pre-market high. Pre-market high is 417. So this is an interesting stock. Favaris, I think, is the pronunciation. But moving up substantially. Had really good earnings today, and well, I say really had earnings today, but also announced top-line phase 2 data from a rapid study of PHVS 416 for the on-demand treatment of HEA attacks or HAE attacks. So primary endpoints met, substantially reducing attack symptoms, and all secondary endpoints met. So that's why this popped up in addition to earnings. So a confluence of catalysts. It's now over $4. It needs to hold. Needs to hold $4. We're looking for high of day, which is 417. I'm just going to risk 10 cents. Good afternoon, Black Eagle. I hope you're doing well. I thought we were going to get an actual pop over $4 there. Move up to the highs. Hey Sam, I'll give it 10 cents. So 91 breaks below 91, I'll get it. So I'm in at 401, so below 91, I'll just exit. But it does have good catalysts. It's the top mover on the day today, 60% up on the day today. We've still got a drawdown from Tuesday because we didn't trade yesterday, but we've got a drawdown from Tuesday to recover as well. So we lost $20,000 on Tuesday, so we've still got that to recover as well. We're looking at tapping the 420. We want to break 417, new high of day. We've got 10 cents, so we'll take a little bit of profit there. Just lock in a little bit. And then now we can, if it pulls all the way back, we get out at break even and it's a profitable trade. We'll add as it breaks high of day. If it breaks high of day. I'd like to see it. High of day currently is, or high of session, 417. Kind of looking on the daily for where the key levels are, key support and resistance levels. I'm looking at 450 is a key level, 575 is a key level. And then we'll put we'll look at $6 obviously, whole dollar. And then we're looking at $7 after that. So some key levels. So broke high of day. New high of day on that last candle. Pulling back again, so we'll re-enter on the next move up. So currently we're we're looking at 525. So that's the high of day. We'll look at, that's the next entry. I shouldn't actually say that. That's the next point of interest. So this 400 is not a bad start. We're looking for anything with momentum basically, and this has got the most momentum at the moment. There are a few other stocks that are moving up. It's lower prices, much lower volume, so I've kind of ruled them out. Until they get to at least 25,000 shares traded, I'm not even looking at them. Just not reliable enough. So I saw that on the day trade with Tony Discord, there was quite a bit of conversation of some stocks that were moving big. Did any of you manage to have a good day yesterday while I was away? What was trading like yesterday? Was it non-eventful? Was it a good trading day, or was it just one of those kind of sideways choppy days like it was earlier in the week? It can move, but it doesn't need that news to be true if for it to move. Let's face it, Kavana can move quite a bit. However, the question is not so much can it move, the question is will it move? And let's have a look at the chart for Kavana, shall we? So right now it's not moving. There's nobody trading it. You can see here that the range is like less than 2 cents, which at a $4 stock, that's really poor. So the ATR is less than 2 cents. So there's no volatility in it. There's 500,000 shares traded so far with Carvana. So I wouldn't. What's just happening there? Given that normally, so it's a 60 million float. The thing is with Carvana is it's a 66 million float. So 500,000 shares is nothing really. It's not going to move very much. Not a lot of volatility with 500,000 shares when it's a 60 million float. Okay. What I would say about Carvana though is it is highly shorted. If we've got some kind of news catalyst that can bring a lot of interest to it, then there's no reason why we couldn't have some movement and a potential short squeeze triggered. But it has. I mean, it's a lot of these people just saying it's at risk of bankruptcy, you know, which is why it's so heavily shorted. A lot of people betting on this to just fail, get delisted, just become nothing. And this happens a lot with these what I call garbage stocks, these low price, low float stocks. They either get bought up by a bigger competitor, they get delisted and go to zero, or they just go bankrupt. So that's my take on Carvana. I'm not watching it until I see some kind of movement. It's if you look at this on the 15-minute chart, you'll see a heavy sell-off here. I mean, it's been selling off for a while. If you look at it on the daily, it's been selling off since August heavily. It was up at $55 back in August. I remember trading on, I think it was on this candle here, trading. It had a really good day and moved up back in August, trading live on this channel. And it's now under $4. So Carvana's not looking healthy. If there's a bigger company looking at buying big lots of shares in it, they're probably looking at an acquisition for the whole thing. So that's a possibility. But right now, it's being heavily shorted. That's not necessarily means it's going to squeeze. It could mean that there's a lot of people know the writing's on the wall for this, and they're waiting for it to go to zero. This one moved up yesterday, and I missed this, so I had to go. This is look at this on the 15-minute. You see, I had to go and take the dog to the vet because she just wouldn't move at all. So I took her to the vet. Look at this, the move from $30 odd up to over $100 move in 30 minutes. I would like to have got on some of that. That would have been really nice. But, you know, there you go. We'll now wait for the right. We'll wait for the right setup now. So we're getting a smaller stock. I mean, so this is Express. And this is $1.52. It's moving up nicely today. This is currently 19% up. It's got quite a bit of momentum over the last few minutes. Getting ACRX moving up on very low volume, but it's made a big jump. And then we're getting say PHVS, so Favaris. Excuse the pronunciation. I think it's Favaris. What are you guys watching, if anything? The Chinese stocks, most of the Chinese stocks have gapped up again. So you're talking about Bilibili, Pinduoduo, Alibaba, Neo, XPeng, a lot of these Chinese stocks have gapped up again. The question, what I've seen over the last couple of days, they gap up and then they lose the gains, maybe rally a little bit later. I kind of had FOMO on Tuesday as a result of that. World Cup FOMO, went and watched lost 20k, went and watched the football, had a couple of beers watching the football, came back, and the stocks that I was trading and lost the money on had all rallied and gone on to all, session highs. So, typical. You can't you can't kick yourself when that happens. Things like that happen. You can't be stuck to, well, you can be sat in front of the screen all day long, but it's not advisable. Particularly if you've got the Midas touch in reverse, which I seem to have on Tuesday. I didn't trade too many. I traded, I think it was 3 stocks, and they all went against me. And when normally I'll take a trade and I will either make a profit and then give it back when I have a red day. Make a profit and give it back. So that entices me to say, well, okay, there's opportunities for me here. But on Tuesday, I just wasn't having it. Whatever I traded just went against me. So it was put it down as a bad day at the office and come back. I was going to say come back the next day, but 2 days later. We've still got time. Where's Neo right now? Neo's 1297. I'll pull Neo up so you can have a look at it. Reason I know it was 1297, there you go, is because I've got it on my watch charts. I need a grinder day, absolutely. I need a grinder day, or an error clean, or a something along those lines. Neurosense or something, a big parabolic mover, that an easy trader. This is Neo. We'll put it on the 5 minute. You'll see what I'm talking about with the gap up. But it gapped up and now it's kind of underneath the VWAP. I wouldn't say selling off, but it is pulling back a little bit, retracing. It's underneath $13, so Neo back above the VWAP could be of interest. Of course, XPeng and Neo tend to trade in tandem. As you can see, pretty much the same chart. Not much difference in price. It's like $1 difference in price, $1.50 or whatever it is. But XPeng, the last couple of days, what I've noticed about XPeng is it's been probably about 15-20 seconds ahead of Neo. So XPeng has been making a move, and then Neo would follow. So you could actually get the jump on Neo ahead of time. And that what brought that to my attention was one of the Day Trade with Tony traders in the Day Trade with Tony Discord, and noticed it first, called it out, and I was watching it, and absolutely spot on. Oh, we missed the breakout. Never mind. Don't chase it. Wait for the opportunity. Here we go. Now we break new highs. No problem at all, Black Eagle. Yeah, Tamimi saw that, but just missed it. I was a bit too busy looking at Neo. So we're looking at the $0.5 now. New highs there on this candle. There's a 10-cent ATR here. The average true range is 10 cents. I'm looking for a 10-cent move here, ideally. Let's sit tight with this. We've got support at we've got the $0.25 support there, which was the resistance previously. We'll look at it mapping. If you map out the support and resistance levels, you can You've got resistance here at the $0.25, which is where it was previously. Resistance should be now support, so that's what we're looking for here. $4.50. Well, 450 is the first target, so you break it. What you don't want to be doing unless you're swing trading. If you're swing trading, then you look at your max target, and you're looking at, okay, well, where do I think this is going to go? Look at, and maybe I'm looking for a target of $5 here, $4.75, or whatever it is. But I'm looking at this on a particular move. So my first target here is 450. So I'm looking for a little over 10 cents on this move. Take a little bit of profit, leave some on, let it move up, then add back, scale in, and do it that way. The first move I always want to, I mean, I've got a little bit of a cushion here. I've got $400 cushion, so I can afford to be a little bit more lax or a little bit more aggressive on the second entry than I was on the first one because of that little bit of a cushion. Pull back 25 cents on the last move up. By the way, it's PHVS, not PUVS. PHVS. Favaris is the company. PHVS is the ticker. Has a good catalyst. Well, we should get over 450 today on this one. Even a little bit of wiggle room can be worthwhile. No, that's okay. We're just making sure that if there's somebody else reading that they're because it's not just me that sees that message. So if somebody else uses that, reads that they're not getting confused between what you're asking and what I'm showing. There is 450 is a key level. Got 47 on the ask. That's the new high of day. Hey Ian, hope you're well. It's 49 on the ask. There we go, 55. Can we hold that? $0.50, or do I have to take some off? There's the chow chow snore. She's drugged up, bless. The pooch is down here on the floor. She's not well. She's got her paw strapped up, so she probably won't be appearing on camera today, simply for the fact that she's not moving very well, and she's drugged. So give it a pain. It's only paracetamol, but she's on painkillers. Yeah. It was a yesterday morning, I didn't think much of it. Yesterday, she was I was limping on Tuesday evening. I didn't think much of it, but on yesterday, it was just she couldn't move. Well, not that she couldn't, she wouldn't move. And whenever I tried to get her to move, she was just crying. I had to pick her up, and she was very gingerly with her paw, so I had to take her to the vet. But I guess she might have just turned over it, sprained it, twisted it, something, you know. We've all done it. We're back over the $0.50 on the ask. There we go. Just going to lock in a little bit. So I've got $1,000 locked in there. I'm just going to keep that. I'll add 65. So I'm just holding this break even, we get out. That's kind of simple, but we want to see this holding a bit of support at the $0.50 now. Back above the $0.50, 65's worth an add, because and you give that a little bit of a 15-cent risk to the $0.50, and you're still not getting, you know, you're still going to be above break even. A little bit of support here at the $0.50. That's what we're looking for. Buy Meta on banning TikTok. Okay, if you say so. There's another plastic day trader. Clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. But yeah, you do you. So this is another reason why 85% of people that day trade the markets lose money long term and never profitable ever. Is because of sweeping statements like that. Buy Meta on banning of TikTok. TikTok's not going to get banned, first and foremost. Secondly, if it does get banned, who's going to ban it? You know, it got banned in India. It didn't affect its worth. Okay, so we've just added to the position there. 53 is our exit. Just take a little bit off at the top. Just locking in a little bit of gains, 25% of it. And 53 is our exit if it pulls back. So happens the low of this candle is 58, so Express is moving. I saw that earlier, pulled it up earlier, but it was one of those lower price stocks that I don't trade, as you know, Hi there. If you're trading this on CMEG, there's no leverage, so unfortunately, it's going to get out, lock a little bit in, but there we go. There's our exit. Pulled it. We broke new lows, so we just get out. Okay, 1400. Nice little slow start to the day. Base hits. Nice 1400 start to the day. Slightly higher than expected. What are you talking about there, Alistair? The move up? No, I was looking for 450. If you're talking about when I was looking for 450, that was based on the entry that I took. I think it was 439 or whatever. Get the 10 cents, take a little bit of profit, and then look for a continuation with the rest. You know what? You know my yeah. So oh yeah, the numbers are the S&P 500. The jobless claims should be coming out now. Let's have a quick look at that. I was caught in that trade, so not paying it much mind. Let's have a look at the S&P 500, shall we? So US jobless claims. We're not seeing it impacting the market too much right now in terms of price action, but initial job claims 230, absolutely spot on. That's why. So 230 versus 230. 1.671 million versus 1.6 million expected. 1.608. So that's actually more continuing jobless claims, which is actually good for the market. If you're trying to fight inflation, the more people unemployed, the less likely are going to be spending, which is direct impact onto inflation. So, so that's what you were talking about. Yeah, slightly higher than expected in terms of continuing jobless claims. Well, that's good for the market. The initial jobless is exactly the same. It's exactly as expected. So we might see a little bit of a move, but based on that, we shouldn't see too much. It's not going to rally the market like it did when Powell was talking. Was it the beginning of last week? Was it the week before? I can't remember. The beginning of last week, I think it was. No, it was the week before. It was the week before. Okay, what else is moving? SPY's now up, breaking highs, or testing highs, 395. There's a question for you. Do you think we'll get over 400 on the SPY or over 4,000 on the SPX? Let me know. It's potentially good for the market. The new jobs claims is break even, but it's potentially good for the market. So the initial jobless initial claims to me is as estimated. 230 versus 230 estimated. It's the continuing jobs that's slightly higher. So basically, they're expecting people to get some jobs, but they didn't. And the more people unemployed, the less likelihood that they'll continue spending, and it's the spending that pushes the inflation up, which is why it's, whilst it's, you think what's bad is actually good and what's good is actually bad. It's kind of the opposite. So less people employed is better for the economy when it comes to fighting inflation and likes. That's how it works. It's weird. It's kind of an inverse relationship. So these, another small one moving up. Very low volume though. EPTH just gapped up 40 cents to from 145 up to 185. So that's a huge move on next to no volume. Yesterday's IPO, Quest Micro. Quest with a K, not a Q, completely different company. Quest with a Q, Quest Micro with a Q is a completely different company. But this moved up. This was up at 640s earlier today, first thing this morning. So we could have a bit of volatility. It needs some volume, but recent IPOs, it's at least watching. Is Jewel going to trade today? Good luck with that one. It was supposed to start trading yesterday. But I'm not seeing anything. Jewel was supposed to start trading yesterday, and that was the fourth consecutive scheduled launch of Jewel. So, will it start trading today? I'm not so sure. I did call this yesterday in the Discord. I said, look, when it was called that Jewel was due to be trading, I said, look, don't be surprised if it gets moved or suspended or postponed, because it does that all the time. The company is Adamas One. What are they? They are synthetic diamond manufacturer, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, synthetic manufacturer of synthetic diamonds. Are you supposed to call them diamonds when they're artificially created, or is it cubic zirconias? I don't know. You tell me. What do I know? I'm just a fat guy on the internet. This is pulling back. We didn't get the continuation from on the markets either. So we'll look at the SPY. This is when the 8:30 here. A little bit of a spike either way. That's when the jobless claims came out. Didn't really do much, but we moved up slightly. There we go. We went up to over 136.50, 196.50, or 396.50s. Oh, I'm all over the place. We went up to 396.50. Will we get over 400 on the SPY today? Will it continue? It's above the VWAP. It's showing bullish momentum. Will we continue with that bullish direction? Will we continue up, or at the bell, will we get a sell-off? Yeah, well, you're obviously not very good via trading at educating people, because if you were, you'd have your own channel and people would be going to it instead of you spamming my channel. So goodbye. With 100 followers, I don't think anybody wants to take your advice anyway. Look, you're welcome to come in and have a chat. If you've got your own channel and you want to engage on a proper conversation about your thoughts about the market, let me know. Just come in. You're welcome. Your conversation and your contribution is more than welcome. But if you're going to come in and try and spam your channel and steal my followers, insta-ban. Sorry, it's not how you do it. Have a bit of respect. If you're providing decent content, I don't mind even giving you a shout out. If you've got good content, reach out to me directly. Who knows? Let's do a collaboration or something, anything. But don't just come on and start trying to spam your channel on to my followers. Go on, get out of here. So XPeng moving up, trying to break highs. Not great volume at the minute, so I'm not trading it just yet. I'd rather see it have an increase in volume, but you can see XPeng potentially worth watching at the open. We've got 45 minutes to the open. Exactly, Ed. You are a weekly sling. Goodbye. Voya trading. But the name suggests it all. I mean, basically what he's saying is he goes going and watching people trade. So he's a voyeur trader. He's not actually a trader himself. Certainly not somebody that's trying to educate. Not like me. Not only am I educating you guys, I'm actually showing you that it works. So Kavana, I can check Kavana. Let me tell you what right now, Kavana is not looking good. Up at 414s. Now I'd be interested if it gets over 450 with good volume, but that's what's missing is the volume, the lack of volume. As I was saying earlier, when we covered this topic with Kavana, put this on the 15-minute chart, you'll see why I'm saying it's not looking that great. We've got this huge sell-off, a bit of a dead cat, and it's really just sideways since then. It gets kind of up at 440s, testing these levels here. So what was that previous support? Was 425. It needs to be at least 425. We had a previous support there, so that's going to act as resistance. I would imagine it's a $quarter dollar. It's important psychological level as well. So 425, get over 425. I'd say 450s as a minimum. 480. Get over $5 just to be safe on this one. Can't see it though. I really can't. I think Kavana's dead. It is hugely shorted, and I think it's not that it's going to be shorted for a squeeze. I think it's hugely short. It's like 65% short. It's shorted because it's in trouble. It looks like it's probably going to go bankrupt. And if it goes bankrupt, it's going to get delisted. I mean, you try and have a look at Revlon now. Let's have a look at Revlon. Yeah, so Revlon stopped trading on the market back in October. Just putting that into press because they went bankrupt, and it was great. In the run up to Revlon actually finally going bankrupt, the run up, it was great because it got so volatile, and there was so many people shorting it but then it got squoze a couple of times, and there was various financial packages put in place to try and save them. But Revlon just went bankrupt eventually, and it got delisted, so you can't even trade it now. But that's likely to be what happens to Kavana. A lot of these companies, StrawWeb, have got heavy debt and no cash. If you're holding a short position in a stock and it gets bankrupted, that's a good question. You know what? I've never had that. I would imagine that you can just cash out because you don't have to buy the stock back. The whole point of a short position is you're selling it, and you've effectively sold it at a position. You've sold stock at a position. If it goes bankrupt, the whole point is that you have to cover that position. You have to buy it. But if there's no stock to buy, how can you buy it? It's just whoever's holding that stock is the defunct. So I'd have to check on that. But yeah, I mean, if you're shorting it to zero, I would imagine that you get paid on that. Or you could get paid on that. Your broker will probably liquidate your position for a profit. Which will be nice, you know. If it goes to zero, which essentially it goes bankrupt, it goes to zero, then you should be in profit because you've sold stock up at the top end. You don't have to buy it back, so your broker will be like, okay, well done. Thank you for the commissions. I'll double check that because it's an interesting concept. I've never even thought of that, but I would imagine that's the case. But leave that with me. I'll check that because I want to know that now myself. I'll take a look at it for you, Ed. So FDA clearance popped up to 129. That's a nice $5 move. Spreads are $2. Just be careful on that. There's not a lot of volume. In fact, there's virtually no volume on it at the moment, Ed. Whilst FDA clearance could be a good catalyst, it needs volume. You can't trade this without the volume. There's just not reliable, particularly when the spreads are like $2 spreads. It's just how you're supposed to trade that. It's only got 13,000 shares traded all day. We've got you get in that, you buy shares. The market maker might cover yours and sell to you, but how are you going to get out? They're going to want, when you try and sell, they're going to want to set you up with a buyer, and there's just nobody trading it. So you need volume to make a profit. Simple. So RXDX, this big move yesterday, pre-market. It's up at 105s, but again, this is needs volume. Needs consistent and sustained volume. This was a nice little bounce on the VWAP. If we were watching this one for Varis, this huge pullback here, it's not bad. If you're looking at a gap and go candidate right now, this is not a bad one to be watching. So just mark out the high of day, which is currently 71. But it's gapped up, it's moved up healthily, it's been breaking highs, it's pulling back and consolidating, pulling back to the VWAP, retracing to the VWAP right now. So as a gap and go candidate, that potentially okay. What we want to see now is that at the bell, this breaks pre-market highs. So if this breaks pre-market highs, that's kind of where we'll be looking to start a profit. And this should, if it breaks pre-market highs and it does it with good volume, a bit of momentum, there's no reason why it can't go on to $5 or more. So I'm watching some of the Chinese stocks. I've got Bilibili, Xpeng, and Neo open on my watch list screen. And of course, their movements will give me a good idea of other things that are moving within that sector. As I've talked about Xpeng, Bilibili, and Neo, but if they're moving up, you can pretty much guarantee that Pinduoduo, Li Autos, Alibaba, the rest of the Chinese stocks, a whole bunch of them that you can try. So Express was a bit low for me now. It's just broke out of my basement floor. It's now over $2. So if you're watching this, it's looking strong. Decent move up there. The range for a $2 stock is a 5% range, so 5% ATR. So that's not bad for a $2 stock at all. There's currently a conference call in progress on the Q3 earnings. Why it's rallying with EPS miss by a sizable amount as well. We've got Q3 EPS miss, sales miss. Yeah, so this is a good case of the market doing the exact opposite as what the catalyst would expect you to do. So it's earnings dropped earnings this morning. It's a miss across the board, and the stock's rallying. However, that being said, it does have other catalyst with WHP Global. They've announced a mutually transformative strategic partnership. So WHP Global are going to invest 25 million and acquire 5.5 million newly issued shares of Express at 460 a share. So if that being said, that doesn't mean that the price is going to go up to 460. Where would you book profits on Express? I would be booking profits. You should know that before you get in on that Clarity. You want to be looking at on the move up, how exhausted it is, if you get, depending where your entry is, so you take a position. Before you take a position, as you're entering a trade, you want to be knowing what your targets are. So if I'm taking a position here at 210, I'm looking for 220. I'm looking for a 10-cent move. That tends to be my default. With these low price stocks, I want a minimum of 10-cent move. I'll take half my position off at 10 cents. Then if it continues to move up, I'll wait another 10 cents before adding to it. And then that way, I've got a profitable trade locked in. That's the thing there. I might be risking 5 cents. I might even do a 1-to-1 and risk 10 cents. So you want to have a trade plan in your mind before you actually enter the trade. So if this then, for example, I get it for the break of 210, it moves up to 220. I know that there's potential $0.25 resistance at 225. If it breaks that, I might look to add at 230. If I add at 230 and it pulls back, I'm getting out at 225 because it's a $0.25. If it breaks, if it's found resistance at 225, then conversely, you should find support at 225. If it doesn't, then that's where I'm getting at, and I've got a profit on the first and second part. So you constantly, your trade, whilst it's okay for your trade to evolve, you shouldn't be changing your trade. You don't change your trade to change your plan to accommodate the trade. Certainly not in a losing position, but you may allow the trade to evolve based on the price action. And you think about it, a stock, it's a $2 stock. You take 5,000 shares, that's $10,000 of equity position that you need. Now, most brokers probably won't give you leverage. Well, a lot of brokers won't give you leverage on something so low priced, but many will. You take 1,000 shares, it's going to cost you 2,000. So if you've got a small account, a $5,000 account, you take 1,000 shares, and as it moves up, you get your 10 cents. You've made $100 in theory. If it then pulls back, you get out at break even. You've got a $50 profitable trade, and it's those base hits. If you can do $200 a day, you're making a reasonable you're outperforming in terms of income just on that $200 a day, 5 days a week. You're outperforming the majority of people that live in your location. Average mean industrial wage globally, depending on where you are, if you're looking at the US, the average industrial wage is just under $50,000 a year. If you're in the UK, it's just over £30,000. If you're in Ireland, it's just under 40,000 euros. I think it's about 37,500. If you're in somewhere like Italy, it's less than 25,000 euros. Spain, it's less than 20,000 euros. The average earnings are across so if you can make $200 a day, you're up in the top percentiles of earners. It's quite simple. Yesterday's IPO. This was Quest Micro. Again, it depends on where you're getting in, and it depends on the price action. So on the pattern. So a lot of patterns have a built-in measuring stick. So if you're looking at a cup and handle, for example, you want to be looking at the depth of the cup as your target on the breakout. If you're looking at an inverse head and shoulders, you're looking at the depth from the neckline to the head as your target on the breakout. So there's a lot of patterns that give you that target to aim for. Of course, you want to be taking profits along the way just in case it doesn't follow through, but you're giving yourself an edge that it will. So yeah, I mean, this was IPO yesterday. Quest Micro, it's up at 340s, at 339 right now, but it's testing 340. Not got a lot of volume right now, so the volume bars down here are all kind of mostly less than 5,000 shares a minute, less than 2,000, less than 2,500 shares a minute in a lot of cases. So you need more volume to trade it reliably. Okay, so for Varus, looks like it might be gone for now. If it gets over 435, we might get a move back up. The reason I'm saying that is on the 1 minute, you've got an argument for a double bottom on the VWAP, and the high of the middle piece there is 434. So if it breaks 435, there's an argument for a continuation in that pattern. And look, if you set your risk at what's the low here, 412. Set your risk at the VWAP. Focused on the VWAP. If you're getting in this for a double bottom breakout and it doesn't go your way, maybe taking 25 cents as your risk to make 50 cents is a possibility back up towards the break of highs up here. Oh, penny stock, penny stock moving big. I'll just pull it up. I don't trade these, but a lot of people are interested in these penny stocks that are moving big as they're moving. So this is my size. It's moved up earlier today, quite substantially. Went up to like 32 cents. It's currently 27 cents. It's on its way back up again, and looking interesting. If based on the pattern, as I say, not of interest to me. I don't trade at this level. But if you're a penny stock trader, this has got momentum at the moment. 9 million shares traded today. It's up almost 80% on the day. That's my size. Let's have a look at the market itself. So kind of sideways at the minute. We're upwards trending, which is good. We're above the VWAP. As long as the market's above the VWAP, we're upwards trending. And I think there's a potential. There we go. So Quest just broke out. Got a bit of volume coming in, so we're now getting volume candles above 15,000 a minute. This last candle here was over 15,000 a minute. We were just back above the VWAP. We broke the VWAP, broke $4. Needs to hold the VWAP as support, maybe break back above $4 and go on to new highs. So currently the high is 405. So you want a bit of support coming in. The volume again is coming in here, so this is looking quite bullish. We're getting a wick forming on this red candle, so we're kind of back up to $4. Quest, I'd want more volume, but it's looking reasonably interesting. Support at the VWAP is imperative here. We've got almost half an hour, just under half an hour to the opening bell. We've started off green. The idea is to stick with that. I mean, $1,400 a day is a really good earnings. Really good. If I can do that every single day, that gives me a nice tidy income on every year. So YMAB. Let's just, yeah, it just popped up, but so YMAB's Therapeutic is the company. I'm not impressed with the volume now. Looks like Cano Health trying to do a bit of a bottom bounce. Down at 130, he's trying to get a bit of a bottom. You're getting rejected here at the VWAP, so you don't really. And this is something that I would always highlight for anybody. That's something you've got a bit of a cup and handle pattern, but you've got the VWAP, which is incredibly important. I'd always highlight here is that when we're below the VWAP, the price action is taking place below the VWAP, which is the blue line here. This is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. It's a very powerful indicator. It's a great intraday trend indicator. When the price action is taking place below it, it means we're selling off. I mean, you can see that. You don't have to be a genius to work out that this is in downwards momentum. But the fact that this pulls up, people might be thinking, okay, cup and handle. And they're not wrong. There is a nice cup and handle formation there. But a cup and handle in a downwards trend has a less chance of breaking out to the upside than it would be a cup and handle in an upwards trend. So as long as the cup and handle's taking place below the VWAP, there's always a worry that you get faked out with that. So you always look for additional confirmation on higher time frames. You look for other patterns that potentially could support a bullish move. Right now, I'm not seeing it here. It's 140, but it's getting rejected multiple times here at the VWAP. It broke the VWAP, but didn't sustain, came back. And it's getting rejected at the VWAP on multiple occasions here. Now, there's an argument to say that's coiling under the VWAP, but I'd be saying, look, unless this gets over the VWAP, maybe pull back like it did here and test it as support, and then move on to highs. I'm not interested. It pulled back here to test it as support, and it failed. And now it's back below the VWAP. So that's Cano Health. So that's a little bit of a kind of a tech time, if you will, a little bit of technical analysis and how to read the charts and the patterns. The cup and handle is a very bullish pattern, but you want it to take place above the VWAP in an upwards trend. So 435's key. What was the previous? Yeah, 440. Previous resistance there. Yeah, so we'll see. Quest. So again, going back to what I've just been saying, look at this on the higher time frame here. So it moved up 620, so whatever it was, 640. Moved up to 640 here. And then it's pulled back below the VWAP. And it stayed below all the price actions below the VWAP. So you can see just the direction that it's going. It's in a downwards trend. But then it starts to look a little bit more bullish down here. So back on the 1 minute, a little bit more bullish, and it moves up, tries to break the VWAP, gets rejected at the whole dollar. Back below the VWAP. So you've got to look at not just where your indicators are, where your support resistance levels are. What you don't want to be doing is running into multiple levels of resistance. So right here, you've got the VWAP, and then you've got the whole dollar resistance, which is a psychological level. So it broke the VWAP, moved up, it met the whole dollar and got rejected. It got rejected so hard that it broke back below the VWAP and continued selling off. It's now down at 360s. So it's. And again, it broke the 9 EMA and just a little bit bounced on the 20 EMA. So we've got a confluence of support resistance areas here in this around the $0.50. And again, that's where it's at right now. So you've got the $0.50, you've got the 9, the 20, and the 200 EMA all there. You've got the VWAP up here. So right now you need to get a bit of momentum, a bit of volume, and get above all these levels of resistance and support. Otherwise you end up either going sideways or it just breaks down. Well, it's pre-market. If it's halted, Ed, it's not a volatility halt. So the volume, or it's probably a news halt. I'll have a look at the blue apron for you now, but it's probably a news halt pending news. APRN. So yeah, it's halted due to news pending. So I don't know what the news is. We'll find out when the news drops. So it's a news pending hold at 76 cents. It's kind of freaky because just back in September, Blue Apron was trading up at $8. Which is another testament to what I keep saying to everybody is don't get married to these garbage stocks. They're garbage. They're priced at you know, $2, $3, $4 for a reason. You ride the momentum when they have a good day and you take your profits and get out and run. You don't hold these are not the kind of stocks that you hold overnight, and they're not the kind of stocks that you hold over a week. You do not trade these garbage stocks. You want to swing trade something a little bit higher in terms of market cap. You trade something with a little bit of a higher float. Go for the mid caps, go for the high caps. If you can't afford the mid caps and high caps, maybe look at options swing trading and do it that way. You get better leverage. But these low float, low cap garbage stocks are just not what you want to be holding. Look at this on the 15. Look at it on the daily. In fact, it's up at $8 just in September. That's what, 3 months ago. It just continued to sell off. It's now it's not even a $1 stock anymore. So just be careful with some of these. Hey Imran. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor. Give me one of those. When I get a couple of thumbs up, if I get enough thumbs up, it stimulates the market into doing something. Trust me, it's the truth. Try it. You'll find out for yourself. Hit that thumbs up button. We've got like a whole bunch. We've got more people on the YouTube channel than we have on the TikTok channel, but we've got nowhere near the number of likes. It depends on the momentum of the stock, Ian. So if we've got a stock that's moving up and it's in an upwards trend at that point of time where it's coming into the bell, yeah, there's no big issue in holding the stock into the bell, providing it's got that momentum. And very often when it does exhibit that momentum, you get an extra surge, and it actually pushes out of the blocks at the bell. What I wouldn't do is enter a position just before the bell. If I'm holding it already, if I'm in a trade, and you've seen me holding a trade into the bell, looking for that additional surge, but then if it doesn't go your way, you've got to be ready to cut your position, because very often you'll get that initial. If it's gapping up, for example, you get an initial bunch of holders that will have bought it for a swing overnight, and they want to take some profits, and they want to take, if not all of the profits, some of the profits, and lock in some of the profits. So it's very common to get a little bit of a dip before you get that rip at the bell. So whilst there's technically nothing wrong with holding into the bell, it's risky to enter just before you go into the bell. And if you do enter, you've got to be ready to jump in quickly if it does surge out of the blocks and breaks those pre-market highs. And that first opening 5 minutes is where you're going to get the most volatility across the day. So you're going to get bigger swings. So if you've taken a position, let's say you're risking 10 cents to make 20, and you go into the bell, that 10 cents may not be enough. You might get stopped out. So you can be disciplined enough to say, okay, I'm getting out if it breaks 10 cents, but don't be coming running to me crying if it then breaks you 10 cents down. You get stopped out for a loss, and then it surges and goes on to break highs. It's one of those, you've got to be maybe ready to cut your position, but you've also got to be able to recognize the increased volatility that's going to come at the bell is going to increase the range as well. Cheers, Dutch. He's asleep on the couch at the minute, the old pooch. asleep on the sofa. Poor girl. I don't know how she's done it. I don't know how she's hurt herself. I'm not seeing any volume on that. Is that... It's a big move, but I'm not seeing any volume. No, there's no volume. That's why I'm not seeing any volume. It is a big move. Raw Medical coming back at it. No volume. Not really. Where do I see the S&P? Let's have a look at the SPY chart. Where do I see the S&P 500 and the markets in general? Where do I see them going today? Well, we're just pulling back from the VWAP here right now, but it is bullish today. We've had those jobless claims, which are, you know, should be good for the market as well. I see a bit of a pullback, but I do see us finishing green. I don't think we'll get over 400 today, but what do I know? I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. So, you know, I think we will remain in the green zone. This being yesterday's closing price up at 393.19, I think it is, and I think we'll stay above 320s, 393.20s. If we can get a little bounce here on the VWAP, we might even get a rally. We might test 400 on the SPY. I think it's going to be positive today. I hope it's going to be positive. I hope we're going to get that positive little rally after a couple of days of selling off. I hope we're going to get a positive rally into the weekend and sustain, because we've had 3 days of effectively, well, 5 consecutive days of downwards, consecutive downwards pressure. Yeah, there's an argument that we had one green day, but it didn't get up to the previous days. Didn't get green on the day. It didn't get up to the previous day's closing price. So we're finished down on the day 5 days in a row now. So it'd be nice to have a bit of a bounce, a bit of a bearish bounce, if you will. What are you watching? Are you trading anything? Is there anything that you want me to take a look at? You tell me. This might be my channel, but it's your stream. Yeah, we've already looked at Kavana a few times, Ian, today, but we can do it again. At the risk I apologise for those of you that have actually been sticking around, and for the risk of repeating myself. We're on the 15-minute, so we'll get the big sell-off yesterday, the dead cat, and then it's just sideways. So it's kind of finding a bit of support at 380-ish, that $4 range, the $3.75, $4 range. It's finding a little bit of support there. It's very heavily shorted. The likelihood is that if this does go bankrupt, it will, which is what the rumours are, it will end up in a very similar fashion to what happened with Revlon a couple of months ago, which I've already covered today already, and just end up delisted if it goes bankrupt. But yeah, so this is the wider movement for Kavana, and if you look at this going back to just a couple of weeks, up at $8, big sell-off, followed by a sell-off, followed by a huge sell-off. That's your dead cat there, that dead cat bounce. I don't know why they call it a dead cat bounce. It's a bit, the theory is that you're, you know, in a council estate in Brixton, and you throw a cat off a block of flats, and when it hits the floor, it bounces. So, like, morbid, I know, but, you know, and why Brixton, I don't know. But There you go. It's a bit of a morbid analogy, but it's one that does. So it comes down, it's bounced, and now it's just sideways. Will we get back up and test $5? I don't think so. Personally, I could be wrong. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. Don't sue me. you and a few others. I'll take a look at Sinks for you. Is this that? Oh, Century Aluminium, Sinks. No. Inverse head and shoulders. So what you'd have been looking for here, Klaatu, is there's your shoulder, there's your head, and you'd be looking for another shoulder. Ready for a breakout at this level here of 820. So the start of this potential inverse head and shoulders would have been here in 820. You get the first shoulder there at kind of 812, down to 806, move back up to the neckline, which would have been 812, then kind of sideways for a little bit, and then a move up. So this is already broke out. This is already up at 832. So from if you're looking for an inverse head and shoulders there, certainly on the 1 minute, if you're looking at a higher time frame, I'll see if you've got anything on the higher time frame. The pattern's already broke. It's already broke above the body line there. So let's have a look. If there's a higher time frame for 5 minute, no, there's no inverse head and shoulders there. Hourly, no, quite the opposite, in fact. So, and the fact is that if you're going to be trading patterns for pattern breakouts, momentum stock for pattern breakouts, you need volume for those patterns to be reliable and to break out reliable. You need other traders that are seeing the same pattern that you're seeing, that will jump in at the same price that you're going to jump in and cause that pattern and that prediction to come true. And no, there's just no there's no volume. It is upwards trending. It's been upwards trending since the end of September. So there's a nice kind of upwards channel. However, that being said, if you look at this on the daily, you've got an upwards channel here, a parallel channel upwards. We know that upwards parallel channels, you've got a bit of a breakout there, kind of spoiling it, but there's an argument for this parallel channel upwards, and we do know that they typically break downwards. So at some stage, this is going to sell off. This will be my technical analysis. If we just do a couple of, not do a ray line, I'll do a couple of trend lines here. So we're doing a trend line there, and we're doing another one here. So it's a kind of a parallel channel, and an upwards parallel channel will break downwards, a downwards parallel channel will break upwards. It's like an extended bull flag, if you will, and very, when it does break down, you probably break lows, you probably get below $5 on this when it does eventually sell off. But it needs volume. It needs volume. That's on the daily, by the way, not the 1 minute. Oh, look, okay, if you're looking at the daily, I'm talking July on Sinks. So you need it to come back to $7 and move back up again, maybe. On the daily, there's a possible there, but you'd need this to come back and then move back up. If that's your neckline there at 1020, if it comes back down towards like maybe $7, you've got shoulder, head, possible another shoulder there. Down, comes back down to $7, moves up. You'd need this to break because you've got the neckline there at 1020. Tested it once, tested it twice, so it needs to break 1020. If it breaks 1020, then you could have that inverse head and shoulders breakout potentially, but there's a while to go before that. Yes, Don, everything's fine. I was in the vets with the dog. She was whimpering. I thought I'd be there and back in no time, but I was in the vets with the dog and had to get a paw X-rayed and whatnot. And she's just fine himself. He just got a bit of an injury, that's all. Doesn't help going up and down 3 flights of stairs multiple times a day as well. And at the moment, I'm having to carry her up and down these flights of stairs, which is, well, it's a workout, that's for sure. I can feel it, you know. I've not been going to the gym, so I can feel it just lifting her up and down these stairs every single day. Key levels here. Let's have a look at the horizontal lines. I'll put this on the 5-minute. Key level here at 405. Key level here, kind of 430. $5. And high of day, 640. What else are we watching today that's moving? Let's have a look at XPeng. Put this on the 5 so I can actually see it. Yeah, probably 75 is really the one that you want to be watching. I got rejected at 68, but I'd probably look for, if I got to 68, I'd probably look for 75 anyway. So that's XPeng needs to break 75 for me. We've got 5 minutes to the bell. I'll take a quick bio break in a second, get a top up on the T, and video dunkers. So it's I've broke it out in PowerPoint to explain it. That's what the course, the lecture is. It's a presentation format. It's a lecture format. So I've got videos it's not like, you know, Audible or anything. It's not an audio format. So it's illustrative of with some real time examples as well. Dunkers, and of course you get the you get the access to the Discord as well as part of the course if you're on the course. What's my point of view on the market open? My point of view on the market open is that we'll get an influx of volume, which will in turn cause an increase in volatility. We'll get some big moves to the upside. We'll get some big moves to the downside. That's my opinion of the market open, my point of view of the market open. If you want to be a bit more specific and ask me which direction I think the market will go, or if there's a particular stock you want me to provide an opinion from, I'm happy to do that. I don't want to come across as a bit of a, you know, facetious git, even though I am. I can be extremely annoying, but yeah, well, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break and top up the tea while I'm waiting for the bell. So give me a second. I'll be back in a very short space of time. Got my I trade with Tony mug. I shouldn't have this mug. I should be I trade I am Tony mug. But there you go. You too can get your I trade with Tony coffee mug at the merch store. Check it out in the description or my link tree. Or what happened yesterday, Super Chip? I don't know. You tell me. I wasn't trading yesterday. I do have exams at every chapter forces, and you can't go on into the next chapter until you pass the exam there, Dunkers, as well. So I'll just change the scanners over because we're about to get the open. It forces you to pay attention. Billy moving up. XPEV. I'd say XPEV, I want it to break that $0.75 level. Neo shooting up. Where we go? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Momo. MOMO is shooting up at 650s. Neo shooting up. XPeng should follow suit. Neo about to break highs. Billy, ED Duo. They're all up there. All these Chinese stocks. Alibaba. Lock in half of that. Put a 10-cent trail on for the rest so that we're actually good. That pulls back. It's probably not moving as much as a few of the others right now. Got my little cookie to dunk while I'm watching the markets. For the S&P 500, it's actually broke below the VWAP and is downwards. Billy looking nice. Nice one, Super Chip. I hope you've got a good colour. Black, green. Pulling back, we broke the $0.50, pulling back for a bit of support on the $0.50. Now, I'm just going to get in there for the break of new highs. Billy. Nice. Add to the position for the break of higher highs. Okay, take a little bit off. A lot more off. Okay, so $500. I just got out of that just before it pulled back. I saw that pulling back, so I thought, nah, I'll wait for the pullback. Right, anything moving with indignation here? I like that word. New word of the day, indignation. Yeah, you've got to be careful. Always got to be careful. Got to be quick with those hotkeys. Well, Momo's nice flag here. Didn't quite get the breakout on the first pullback, but get a nice little flag formation. That could be of interest. Well, we traded Xpeng profitably. We've got $650 out of Xpeng, but I'm glad I got out when I did. Just look at that massive sell-off. Neo went with it. Billy following suit. This is why you've got to be ready to pull the card. You've got to be quick in your decision making. If it's going to take you red, get out. You can always get back in. You get a profitable trade, get green, stay green. Get a profitable trade, lock in some gains, but then start to pull back. Your stop loss is break even. As soon as it hits break even, you get out. What else moved? Did Quest move up? No, Quest selling off. It's red on the day now. So marking out these key resistance levels at 405. It's going to break $3 if it's not careful. Is Quest. What about Favaris? Sounds like a command you'd give a dragon, doesn't it? Favaris. Absolutely. Greed is the #1 enemy, the biggest enemy of any profitable day trader. You get greedy, you're going to get bitten on the butt. We're halfway there. Yeah, I saw that. So this was it's still not green on the day. So this was what's known as this has moved up quite well in the last couple of days. A couple of really good big green days over the last while. It's below my basement floor. It's not below my floor, but not my basement floor here. So I'm looking at this for a break of $3. So this is Summit Therapeutics. If it breaks $3, I could be interested in trading this. It'll be above $3 is my area. Well, you can order different colours as well if you want, Fuzzy. If you order now, you'll get them before Christmas. can check TAL Education. No, it's very sideways and choppy at the minute. Nothing pre-market. Not a lot since the bell. So tested that $6 level, the whole dollar. Its range is 3-4 cents, which for a $6 stock is not great, but very sideways. It needs more volume. Needs volume. That's TAL Education. It's not really doing anything. It's slightly up on the day, 3.5% up on the day, but it's not really doing anything at the moment. Now, what was I just looking at? SMMT. Summit Education. Summit Therapeutics. Let's have some fun. Yeah, I'm thinking that if we continue to sell off, we might short a couple of these stocks. So we've just got $500 on going long on Billy up at the top end here. As we got this pullback here, and then we got in for the break of highs, rolled it up, got out. As soon as it started to pull back, we got out. But if this continues to sell off, if it breaks these pre-market lows, this is a shorting opportunity. So the pre-market lows, I'm going to have to mark a level on this on Billy. 23.40s. That kind of level. That's the shorting opportunity. And we're looking at the opening range. Low was, we've already broke that, 23.75. Trying to bounce here, trying to find some support on the 200 EMA. Not finding it. Now it's breaking off. So this could be a shorting opportunity at 23.40. Let's go back to the bullish stock, shall we? I am long biased, after all. Kavana. Been talking about this all day. And 420s it got up to. So it had a bit of a sell. It was what's known as at the bell, it's what's known as a dip and rip. It comes out, it dips, and then sells off, and then rallies. It's not sustained though, so good entry here if it breaks 420. That could be a good entry there at 420. You've got the pullback on to break section highs, possibly. Right now, I'm just waiting for the right setup for me, and this ain't it. Well, I'll just I'll continue with my cup of tea in my Trade with Tony mug. If you like it, get your own. Mugs, shirts. Talking of which, if you like hoodies, there you go. Just a fat guy on the internet. Nice, bloody and warm, lovely and warm as well. On the back, just there you go. Enjoy yourself, guys. Christmas coming up. Treat yourself. So Express. Express currently nearly 60% up on the day. I don't mind this pattern here either. Kind of almost a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders pattern-ish. But again, as going back to what I was saying earlier, you want these to be taking place above the VWAP, which this currently is. The head went below the VWAP, but the majority of the move is above the VWAP. So you've got your shoulder, head, shoulder. So now we're looking at the neckline there at 208. So I'd say 210. For a potential move up, 225 would probably what I would look for as a target. First target at least. But break of 210 needs to come first. So that's express. Not something I'm going to be trading right now. I've already got my little cushion on the day, so I don't need to kind of deviate from my main strategy. So $3 is my trading floor per share. If it's not $3 or more, I tend not to trade it. For trading, my sweet spot is between kind of $5 and $35. Ed, if you've got to listen to what I'm saying, listen to what the mug says. There you go. Get green, stay green. Don't be a mug. Get green, stay green. If you can get over goal, get out. That's why you have goals on the day. So think about it this way: what you need to work backwards. What's a good income for you across the year? And if you're talking $50,000 a year is going to make a big difference to you in line with what if you're looking at a full-time income, could $50,000 do you? And if $50,000 is the case, then what you're essentially saying is that you need $1,000 a week. That's 52 weeks of the year, give or take. But $1,000 a week, so that's $200 a day, and you're getting over 50 grand a year. So that should be your target. And if you need more or you want more, then of course you increase your target accordingly. But once you get to goal on a day, you get out. Don't get greedy. Come on, that's one of my catchphrases. You can't. I can't afford to diet now. I've got my catchphrase in ink. Just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. It's inked. Trademark. Well, there you go. If it's 100 grand a year, Dunkers, you need $400 a day on average. So if you start off and you work your way up to that, but if you can get $400 a day, you're trading over, you're earning over $100 a year. 200k, you want again $1,000 a day will give you $250,000 a year, Peter. So 200k would be perfect. You want to be aiming for 250. You want to be aiming for $1,000 a day. But don't just put 5 grand in and expect to make $1,000 a day. It doesn't work that way. The economies of scale are not like that. You need to scale up and get to that level. I target myself on 5k per day. That's my target because I've got a net, which is my goal this year is 1.2 million. I'm very close to hitting that 1.2 million. I need the actual goal is 1 million net after fees and charges. So I'm actually going to need to overachieve on the 1.2. But look, if you're starting out, you don't want to be setting $1 million goal. You want to be setting yourself a 50k goal, the 20k goal, whatever's going to make a difference to your livelihood. And then you scale up, and as you get better, you get more competent, you get more used to dealing with the emotional and the psychological side of trading. You slowly scale up and you increase your size. And the only difference between me trading with a daily goal of $5,000 is sizing, and someone trading with a daily goal of $50, the only difference is sizing. I'm taking if I take a 10,000 share position and he's taking a 100 share position, then I make $5,000, he makes $50. That's the difference. Can you ask where you get a program like mine from, please? From me. Come on. I thought that would have been self-explanatory. For you, Peter, check out the link in my link tree. So I've got a link tree there in my profile, and I've got a course, and you get mentorship, you get access to the Discord. If you want to learn from me and you want to be mentored by me, just check that out. It's very affordable, and come join us. we've got a nice little community going. We've got active traders in the Discord that are calling out what they're seeing. We all compare notes on the market, so we've got a nice little trading room going there where we can all compare our own notes. And for example, a couple of the ones that last Friday was a good one, a good example. I made $20,000 last Friday, largely based on a call out in the Discord. I think it was Mike. Mike called it out, and Mike B called it out in the Discord, and I was able to get on it. Now we've had our little moment of consolidation. We're back over the VWAP. We're pulling back to the VWAP for support. This time we want to find it. Last time we broke the VWAP, as we pulled back, we didn't find support there. So now we want to find support here at the VWAP. This key level here of 405, $4 really, but 405 is also something I'm watching. So this is Quest. IPO yesterday went up to $6.40 this morning. Momo is breaking highs as well. So I'll come back to Quest at the moment. Momo up there breaking over $7 now. So this is Hello Group. Why is Hello Group moving up, you might be asking? Well, I'm about to tell you. So the Hello Group had Q3 earnings today, just before the market opened. And it reported better than expected Q3 numbers. Nice. So that's why Hello Group's moving. Getting good momentum here too. Looking for a little bit of a pullback. We're getting this nice pullback here. So 715 is what we're looking for now. AMC, I'll take a look at AMC for you in a second. I think this was... Let's see if we're getting a breakout here. This Hello Group. MOMO is the ticker. Moving up on good Q3 earnings. So currently 35% up on the day. And again, I'm not saying this is going to continue. I'm not saying that this is a good stock. It's not a stock pick. It's not something I would advise people to invest in, quite frankly. A lot of these companies are just plain garbage. I wouldn't hold any of them any long term. But when they start moving up, you have an opportunity to ride the momentum. 11 cents on the volatility monitor. We've hit 712 3 times now, so that's proving to be a bit of a resistance there. We've got 714 on the red candle for it to pull back. I'll take a look at AMC while that's consolidating for you. So AMC looks not too bad. It's pulling back a little bit from the highs there of 663 is the current session high. Really wanted to see this find a bit of support at the $0.50. It can do, because we're talking about the $half area, not specific to the cent, to the penny. So 650 is the $half area. Now you give it a few cents either way, but we just broke highs on Favaris. Time that well. Looking for the break of $10, $5. No, get out there. The spreads are actually a lot more than I anticipated then when I got out. It's okay. I made a little bit of profit on it. But we might get a bit of a resistance at the whole dollar, which is why I took some profit there. As it happens, I was right. I'll take. Do I not look at the analyst ratings? No, I couldn't care less about the analyst ratings unless I trade the price action. I don't try and anticipate what it is based on. Look, you can have a great catalyst and the market reacts in the opposite way. So the analyst can give it a great rating and it will sell off, and vice versa. The analyst might downgrade it and it'll rally. The analysts, in reality, the analysts don't know what they're talking about. Nobody does. Get out there. I'll wait for the break of $5. So just made a little bit more there. Another 500 quid on that move. But if the market's in an uptrend, then if the movement's in an uptrend, you might look at the analyst rating as a catalyst, because if you get a stock that's moving up, you want to see it's moving up with a specific catalyst, or a sector catalyst, or a market catalyst, whatever the situation is. You want a reason why it's moving up, and that move then that move can be believed to be reasonably reliable. But if it's not moving up with a catalyst, then you've got to view it as suspicion. Is it manipulation? Look at top shipping there a couple of days ago, moving up without a catalyst. And when it reached a certain level, they threw an offering at the market. So it's obvious, and top shipping is notorious for it, but it's obvious that they were pumping the stock up deliberately in order to bring an offering to the market and tank it again. And it's because the company's not making any money. I mean, a lot of companies do that, and that's one of the benefits of trading on the stock exchange, or listing on the stock exchanges. It's another way to bring revenue into the coffers. Seems like everybody wants a bit of Kavana. So I'm going to put Kavana on the watch list chart here for everybody to see on YouTube, and I'll put it on the watch list here so I can switch between. There you go. There's Kavana up at 450s. I'm just testing 450. $5 is a key level. Well, 485. Kavana looking interesting. We might trade. I say Kavana's in trouble. You're going to get momentum with this, like you did with Revlon back in the day, before it goes bust. So don't swing it, don't hold it, not financial advice. You do whatever you want, baby. But I personally would not swing or hold this for any love nor money, simply because the fact is it's likely to go to zero at some stage if it files for bankruptcy, which is what the rumors are. It's heavily shorted, so we might get a few squeezes on the short side, which we take advantage of, granted. But if you're looking for a long-term investment just based on the fundamentals, this ain't going to be it. But But essentially, your analyst ratings are based on fundamental data, and market sentiment can trump fundamental data intraday. Long term, it probably won't, but intraday, it certainly can. We're trying to break that 450 level. Nice bullish candle, this one. So I'm in at 452. When we see those down wicks, I like seeing those down wicks because the price is basically it's set the price down to like 440s, but there's been enough bulls to buy the stock back up and enough buying pressure to move it back up to 450. So that's why I like seeing those down wicks. Likewise, I don't like, if I'm going long, I don't like seeing the up wicks because the inverse is also true. It's that you end up seeing there's quite a lot of selling pressure. I don't know which trade you've missed. Did you miss the Billy trade? Did you miss the PHVS trade, or did you miss the Xpeng trade? You've not missed the Kavana trade because I'm in that right now. Oh, Neo breaking highs. Looks like Alibaba and Billy and the rest are looking to move up. There's a nice cup and handle on Billy. Not feeling Kavana. If this breaks below 450 and pulls back, I think I might just get out. Not feeling it. Want this to move up, otherwise I'm just going to get out for a small loss. I've cut it for a small loss there, yeah. What I will do is look at this. There's a cup, there's a handle. It's looking like a potential cup and handle breakout there. Could be interesting. The S&P 500 is very interesting. Look at that. Nice rally. Now the pre-market high on the S&P 500 was exactly where it topped, 396.60. So you really want the SPY to get over 396.60 because that's exactly where it topped pre-market. That would have been around the bottom of the hour, about 8:30. Right, yeah, that would have been PHVS. Top mover of the day. Favaris. We took an extra trade up at the top. It broke out and we looked for a pullback before we got in, and we got in and was able to get out before it pulled all the way back. It's pulling back a little bit now, so broke this pre-market high level. That's what we made 500 bucks on. But now we're back to 2.5k. So we've just gave that, well, 350 bucks. We'll just give 350 bucks back on Kavana. We can come back to that in a second. It looks like Kavana's going to, it's finding a bit of resistance up at the $0.50, but we'll see. What else is moving? We're going to get a halt. So Summit Therapeutics halted to the upside before it got a chance to go green on the day. It's up at 304s right now. This is a volatility halt. I'm going to have to have a look at this chair. It keeps the gas on it. I don't know if I need to pump it up, but it keeps falling down. I can check fresh for you. No problem. Oh, Freshworks up at 1527. Not a lot of volatility, not a lot of volume. Currently 8% up on the day, nearly 9% up on the day. It is upwards trending. I don't know if you're in this or if you're holding this. Probably not enough volume or volatility for that matter right now. Not enough, certainly not enough volume for me to trade this intraday. But if you're in it, good luck to you. It is upwards trending, but right now it's not doing anything. There's just not enough people trading it. Just looking for something. RNAS. Alright, this is 81 cents. So if you like these penny stocks, this is moving up right really quick now. It's up 17%. Oh, it's down 17% on the day, but it's just moved up 12%. So this is a penny stock. I don't trade at this level, but a lot of people have been saying, can you show me some of these penny stocks and what have you? I think it's just too risky to trade these penny stocks, but people seem to like them. And again, I think that's one of the reasons most people lose when they get involved in day trading, because they think they can buy a stock at a penny stock at value, thinking that, well, I can buy 1,000 shares of this at 80 cents. It's only going to cost me 800 quid. And you're like, well, it doesn't quite work that way. You buy 1,000 shares and it moves 10 cents to the downside, you've lost 100 quid. And, you know. So then if you're racking up commissions as well, so you're going to have to take bigger size just to take advantage of it. But look, each to their own. Express, sideways. That was an argument for, like, say, head and shoulders, but didn't quite get the breakout when we got up there. Now we've got potential head and shoulders in the opposite direction. Is it $2? Kavana. Oh, we're over that $0.50 now. We seem to have found that. Really want to see it moving a little bit more volatile for me to be trading it now. AMD, we can check AMD for you, no problem. AMD tends to follow the market in general, and that's exactly what it's doing. So if I'm looking at AMD, you've got move down, bit of a bounce, move down, then you've got a double bottom and a move up. Look at the SPY. Move down, double bottom, move up. These double bottoms, and that's one of the reasons that double bottoms are one of my favorite patterns to trade. They're very, very reliable. As a technical, from a technical analysis point of view, as a technical indicator, a double bottom is a great pattern to trade. It's very reliable. It's not 100%, but no chart pattern actually is. But a double bottom is a high 70%, about 79% if I remember rightly, in terms of success rate when it breaks out. And you've got and one of the things I like about a double bottom is you've got a natural measuring stick on what you should be looking for in terms of your take profit as well, built in. AMD's having a good day because the market seems to be moving up nicely. I wouldn't say it's having a good day, AMD. It's 0.5% up, but it's moving up now. I'm just going to alter my filters here because I don't want, just in terms of the volume. And I'm just going to put volume here. There we go. 250,000 in the last. Normally I'd go for 15, but I really want good, reliable moves. For momentum scanners, that should be it. Now with AMD, we've got a pre-market high here of 70.85. So that's a level that we want to be watching. The opening range high of 70.70, which is pretty much what it's just tapped with this last candle. So that's another level we want to be watching. Good. Some more breaking highs. One like a little bit there, so kind of getting rejected. Finding the problem with Hello Group is it's finding now kind of resistance every 10 cents or so. So 7.10, 7.20, $7 obviously, 6.80, $6.80, $7, 7.10, 7.20. So you need to be careful with that. The thing is, and the reason I'm saying that is because we've not really got much to go off with Hello Group. We're kind of at a level that we've not seen since March. No, yeah, March. Last time we were at this level was in March. And then 7.50 is a key level. $8. Then we're talking about quarter, half, and whole dollars now on this one. Quarter, half, and the whole dollars are very psychological levels. Neo's not having a bad day either, but not quite as good as XPeng. Bit of a dip and rip across the board here. I'm just trying to see which one is the leader here and which one is the follower with Neo and XPeng. In fact, I'll put them next to each other on this screen. That's probably an easy thing to do. I'll swap Billy and Neo about. Alright, it looks like Neo's the leader today. No, it's pretty much in tandem. I was thinking Neo's the lead, but it's not. They're pretty much in tandem. It's just the swings are slightly bigger on XPeng. If look at that right now, I can tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So Neo is up 7.4% on the day. XPeng is up just over 8%. So the swings are just ever so slightly bigger on XPeng. Is that what's happening? Is Lee the one that's leading them all, is it? Let's have a look at Lee Autos. No, actually it's not. So Lee is a completely different pattern. It's a different pattern to XPeng and it's a slightly different pattern to XPeng and Neo. We're getting overall similar pattern. You limp along, Leslie there, and yeah, it's got bigger swings. Certainly got bigger swings, but Lee is slightly behind Neo and slightly behind XPeng. The 6.9% up, whereas Neo's just over 7% up, and XPeng's 7.5% up. So we'll see. What else is moving? Goss. Oh dear, this was one from a couple of days ago, wasn't it? Starting to move back up at Gossamer Bio. Why are you moving up so well? Gossamer Bio, 229, 230. Big mover. Yeah, I'm thinking shorting might be an option right now. The S&P 500 is looking at making new highs, so probably not. I wouldn't short just yet. I'd wait to see. Not financial advice, you do you. I'm not a financial advisor, like I keep saying. I'm just a fat bloke on the internet. Summer blowout. Gossamer, 24%, 23% shorted. That might be why that's moving up, possibly. 82 million in the float, 19 of which is short. So yeah, probably not something I'm going to be trading. I'll wait for something a bit more appetizing for me. Well, if you want to learn how to trade, I can do that. Where are we? Okay, so let me go on my sales pitch. This is time for a few of you to check out if you don't like being sold to. So yeah, whilst we're waiting for something to actually happen on the markets, you can go in. If you're watching on YouTube, these links are all in the description, with the exception of the socials here. But the links are all in the description, so you can check these out. You can check out the merchandise. As I say, you can get your little Trade with Tony coffee mugs and your Trade with Tony hoodies, t-shirts. In fact, even dog bowls or whatever. If you want to take a look, I've got t-shirts with the snoring Chow Chow Miyako. I've got mouse mats. I've got my wine cooler, which I'll be on later. Let's say coffee mugs, shirts. There's a whole bunch of things. Check out the store, see what you like. Order now in time for Christmas, and yeah, treat your family. All kinds of sizes. Treat the wife, treat the husband, whatever it is. Okay. If you want to learn how to trade, come join us in the Day Trade with Tony community. So Day Trade with Tony is a course and community. You get access to the Day Trade with Tony private Discord if you join the community, and this is the full syllabus. So each lecture, and it's delivered in lecture format. So the full presentation format. It's delivered in. If you want to know how it's delivered, go and check out the Introduction to Trading video on YouTube. So this video, it's a little over an hour long. It's delivered in lecture format, and that's the first lecture in the series. You can check that out for free. It's an introduction to trading. And if you're happy with that and you want to learn more, then come and join the course. The rest of the syllabus is here. You can check out this link, and you get full access to the syllabus. You get an additional swing trading course as well to teach you how to swing trade. Introduction to options. Full library that I used for day trading as well, to learn how to day trade. So a full section on of ebooks and reading material, and it's 120 bucks plus tax. So if you're in Ireland, it's going to cost you $146, so $120 plus tax where you are. And check that out. Come join us and learn how to trade for the new year. If you're wondering how I find what stocks are trading, how I find what stocks are moving, I use Benzinga Pro. Again, this is something you can check out for free. 14 days free access. If you do want to subscribe to Benzinga Pro, you find it useful, don't pay full price. Never pay full price for something. Come and use the Day Trade with Tony 35 discount code, and you'll get at checkout, and you get 35% off. But use your 2 weeks free access. Check it out. What does it look like? What does it look like? Well, I'll show you what I've got on my. This is my Benzinga Pro. So this is these two scanners here. So I've got my gap scanner here. I've got my momentum scanner here. So this is pre-market, set up for pre-market. I do have two that have popped out here. So this is the same scanner as, but this is for the regular session. This is what you can see. These two are the ones that you can see when I'm streaming. So these are the two that you can see, but if I can just put those, minimize those, this is how I've got my Benzinga Pro desktop set up. So I've got my gap scanners, my momentum scanners, my surging scanners in real time. So as something starts hitting, I'm getting alerts. You can see it actually changing here, and you can get the ones going up, and etc. etc. So PW is something I'm going to be taking a look at in a second. I've got my signals and alerts here. So price spikes, halt resumptions. Right, that's why I'm not getting too much here. So I want a day high series. I want halt and resumptions. I want price spikes, and I've got rolling news ticker here. So this is rolling news. So this is what my Benzinga looks like on it. This is what I'm using on a day-to-day basis, and it's worth its weight in gold. Of course, over here you've got the full menu. You can build out your own little desktops up here. You've got details you can bring up on a stock. You've got the news feed, calendar for IPOs, for earnings, for FDA clearances or FDA reviews or whatever it is. Calendar. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just pull that up so you can see what the calendar actually is doing. So when you press on the calendar, I'll bring it out in a new window, so I'm not actually adding it to that particular desktop. So you can see here today's earnings before and after. We've got a couple of that are Costco this afternoon, after hours, DocuSign, Broadcom. There's quite a few that are got their earnings now. We're past what is considered regular earnings session or key earnings session. So we're only getting a few, but these are Man United as well. I just saw that. Where did I see that? Manchester United after hours. So you get that, but then again, you can actually filter by analyst ratings, when they're releasing the ratings, which companies, etc., who's got conference calls, when dividends are being released, earnings, economic information, Food and Drug Administration meetings, or when guidance is being administered, IPOs, merger and acquisitions, all SEC filings, all of this you can filter all of this. So if I just filter SEC filings today, it'll bring up a whole bunch of. Well, it won't, because there hasn't. Oh yeah, it has. There you go. You've got loads that have been. So Symbol, YMAP have just done some. ATI have just done some. So you give it a little minute, and and you can actually pull up the actual filing. So Halliburton here. And you click on that, and you can pull up the SEC filing, because you can just go into key data, SEC filings down here, and Halliburton. You can see that insider trading. That's the SEC filings. Press releases, etc. So really good, useful tool if you're a trader. It doesn't matter if you're a swing trader or a day trader. It's a really useful tool, and I would certainly recommend it. So that's Benzinga. Check it out, free for 14 days. All you need is an email address and a phone, mobile phone or whatever. TradingView. That's the TradingView trading journal, which is what I've got here. Calendar, you can see here that I've not filtered for today, so I'll just filter on the year. You can see where I'm at for the year. You can see I've had a really good year, mostly green. I've had some months where I've got every month I've got some losing days. Even in December, I didn't trade yesterday because I was nursing this one, but I had a 20k drawdown on Tuesday, so I've still got to recover from that. Currently 2,500 up, so it might take a while to recover from that drawdown. But if I just put back where we are, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just go to the detailed reports for the year, because we're in the last month of the year. So 1.145, so we're just over 1.1 million. We're about 55k away from gross goal on the year to having that average of 100k a month. We should hopefully we'll be able to get there. That is averaging $5,000 a day. So you can see here my average is a little over $5,000 a day, and average winning trade is a little over $4,000 a day. So that shows that what's actually happening. Accuracy, it's really good. If you're not journaling your trades, check it out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out a few other journals and see which one I prefer in the new year, and see what happens, and I'll let you know what I find out. So that's TradingView, not to be confused with TradingView. So TradingView is the charting platform. It's freemium. And I say that because you can use all the functionality for free, and it's great to start off with. Dash Trader is the platform that I use to trade. It doesn't go into as much detail for charting as TradingView, which is why I recommend too. So these are all the tools that I use every single day for day trading. So yeah, that's me done for now, at least, and I will be back for Power Hour later, I think. It looks like it's going to be one of those days. I'm just going to be patient and come back for Power Hour later. Okay, In the meantime, I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. Take care.